Hi guys! Today I'm going to teach you how to do something that I do for fun in my spare time. I like to make paper flowers. I make whole bouquets out of paper flowers. And actually, I'll show you a picture while I'm talking on the screen. I made Lisa's daughter's bouquet for her wedding, and this is a picture of it. So I really like making paper flowers. And you'll notice in the picture that there are some big white flowers that look kind of like origami, and they have little skull charms in the middle because Lisa's daughter really likes skulls. So those are the flowers that we're going to learn how to make today. I consider them origami, but to a origami purist, they would not be origami because they involve glue or stapling or tape. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, what you will need for this project is some kind of paper that is either in 3 to 4 inch squares or can be cut down to 3 to 4 inch squares. And you'll need some way to attach the petals together. So either, if you want to leave paper clips in it, either paper clips or tape or glue. You need some way to attach the petals together. If your paper is not in 3 to 4 inch squares, then you're going to need to cut it down. I'm going to use some old magazine paper that I have left over from our paper mosaic project. Looks kind of galaxy, so I think that might make a cool flower. I guess we'll see. So I'm going to measure and cut these down into 3.5 inch squares. I would rather do 4 inch squares. I think that would make a nicer size flower, but I don't think I will fit 5 petals, and you need 5 of the size of squares that you are going to use to do it in order to make a complete flower. You need 5 petals. You could make a bigger one, but they get, I don't know, I feel like 3 to 4 inches is a good size. So I measured out 3.5 inches for mine, and then I'm going to just cut out this one square, and then I'm going to use that as a pattern to cut out the other 4 squares. Okay, so I've got 5 squares cut out. They're not perfect, and that will affect the edges of the flower a little bit, but I think they're good enough that that'll still look okay. Hopefully they are. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first fold on your first square is just like we do with almost all of our origami. We're gonna fold it in half diagonally. You want to keep whatever side that you want to show on the outside. So I want my galaxy print to show, so I'm going to fold it with that on the outside. I press it down in the middle and just make a tight crease going either way, and then I'm going to fold this edge up to, well, this point to this point. So this edge goes to your middle, this edge is going to line up with that outer edge, so just fold up that little triangle down in the corner up to the top point, and then you're going to fold the other side up to make a diamond. So you can see, well, maybe you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, you can see that it's going to be a pretty small petal, which is why I said 4 inches would be better. You could go up to 5 inches. I wouldn't do any bigger than that. I have done bigger than that, and they turn out like these gigantic flowers. So if you want a gigantic flower, then you can do bigger sizes. But I'd prefer it be a little bit bigger than this 3.5, like 4 to 4.5 inches. I'm going to fold, oh, I didn't tell you guys what I was doing. So you open that flap from the side, and then you're going to do what's called a squash fold. So where this crease is, you're going to push that down and flatten it and try to keep this crease lined up. You can kind of feel the paper underneath. Try to keep it lined up with the edge of your diamond. And you're just going to crease either side, and so that it looks like that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and fold this triangle sticking out down. You don't want that sticking up above that edge, so you're going to line that up with the edge of your diamond and fold that down. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So open the other side, press your thumb on the middle line, and you might have to stick your finger in between the two layers a little bit to get it pushed out. And press your finger down. Again, try to make sure that line is going right down the center of this section. And press it down. You're going to fold a little triangle on top that's sticking out down, and it should look like this. Now, we need to fold this edge up to this edge and this edge up to this edge, and then we're actually done with our petal and need to glue it. So it's pretty simple. It's just kind of time consuming to get 5 of them done and all glued together. So you just fold those flaps up to this other flap. And we're done with the folding part. Next, we are going to glue these 2 flaps together. So if you kind of roll it and hold those 2 flaps together, that's going to make your petal. That's what your petal will look like. So we need to glue these, or staple or tape it. I think glue works the best. I'm going to use glue, and you do have to hold it for a while because there's a lot of pressure on it to pop back open since you're kind of rolling paper together. So if I just hold it for a few seconds, press it together, it's going to pop back open. It won't stay. What I do, so that I don't have to sit here and hold a flower for a long time, although sometimes I do that, I just sit there and hold the petals, is I usually try to find some paper clips. It's pretty big. To use that one eventually though. I usually try to find a paper clip so that I can just slide a paper clip down on these the middle flap, or you could do kind of all 3 flaps together actually, just so that you've got it held together in the middle. I'm getting glue on the outside. Okay, so I put a paper clip in there, so I'm going to let my glue dry, and I'm going to set this petal aside, and I'm going to start with my next petal, and I'll go ahead and show you guys one more time, and then I'll probably speed it up so that I get to the point where I'm ready to show you guys the next step. So you folded it in half diagonally. You're going to fold this corner up to the top point, crease it, fold the other corner up to the top point to make a diamond, crease it, open one of your flaps back up, and press down on the crease until it goes right down the middle of this section. You don't want it really lopsided, like off to the point clear off to the side or clear off to the side. You want the point coming right up, straight up from this edge. And crease it, fold down the triangle on the top so it's not sticking out. Do the next side, squash fold, and fold down the triangle on the top. Fold this flap in, fold the other flap in, and we are ready to glue it together. Okay, I am back. I let these dry for about a half hour, and now you can see they're holding together really well when I take off the clips. So they're ready to glue together to make a flower. Normally, when I am making a bouquet for like a wedding or an important occasion, I order in floral stems, which are like thick wires covered in a green floral tape, and I use those. You could use a straw or a pipe cleaner for a stem. I don't think I'm even going to put a stem on this flower. I'm just going to glue the petals together. But if you wanted to do the stem, it would be a good idea to put the stem in before you have them all glued together, because you might not have enough space to get the stem in there after they're all glued together. What we're going to do is we're going to glue 3 together, and we're going to glue 2 together, and then we're going to let those dry for a little bit, and then we are going to glue them all the way together, the rest of them all the way together. So I can really hold it so that you can see what it would look like. But there'll be 5 petals coming out from the middle when we get them all glued together. So I'm just going to put some glue on the edge and stick another petal against that one and set it down to dry. Just want to make sure that this crease part, the line on them, is right next to the line on the other one. You don't want to glue them so that they're kind of spread apart like this. You want to glue them so that the middles of them are together. Okay, I'm going to let them dry a little bit, and then I'm going to glue them the rest of the way together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my flower. I did not let it dry as long this time, but I think it's stuck together well enough that I can hold it up without it falling apart, so I think it'll be alright. So, like I said, if you were going to put a stem in, now would be the time to glue the stem into this little kind of crack there, and then glue the petals together. I'm not going to do a stem on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue it. How you glue it kind of changes how your flower looks a little bit. If you glue it together really, really tight so that it's like all meeting in the middle, then it looks a little different. I usually let mine kind of open up a little bit in the middle, mainly because I just don't squeeze it together really tight when I glue it. And so then I have like a little hole in the middle. In that case, sometimes if that hole is bigger, or if I don't like the hole in the middle, then, or I just think it needs something extra, then I'll add like a little gem or button or some little charm to put in the middle, like you saw on Lisa's daughter's wedding bouquet. On hers, I did it on purpose because I knew that she liked skulls and I wanted to find a way to incorporate them into the bouquet. But this is what my galaxy colored flower looks like. Origami flower. Hope you guys try this at home.